Good morning, everyone. My name is Graham Wilson, and I'm the co-director of the Initiative on Cities of Boston University. Today is an exciting day, the product of very hard work by our staff, and a day when people from literally around the world, from Australia, Italy, Finland, and all over the United States, come together to discuss a critical issue: sea levels and the future of coastal cities. We meet in a city that, as we heard yesterday, has been lucky missing by hours inundation that would have cost tens of millions of dollars. We know from our sister cities, New Orleans, New York, and as we heard about yesterday, Elizabeth, New Jersey, what the consequences can be of sea level rise. In short, we address a topic of present danger, not future possibility. Although we're all thrilled to have you here and excited that after months of planning, our conference is due to start, we also feel the absence of my colleague, that great mayor of Boston, Thomas Menino. He worked tirelessly to establish the Initiative on Cities and to plan for this conference. And as I look around, I know he would be thrilled, because in one of our last conversations about the conference, he said to me, "Graham, we've got to make sure we've got an audience. We've got an audience here and live streaming," and so he would be thrilled to see you all here and very keen that we continue the discussion of these important topics concerning cities. I want to thank Beth Daly for leading today's events. Beth Daly is an investigative reporter and the director of the partnership at the New England Center for Investigative Reporting. Prior to joining the center, Beth covered the environment, science, and education for almost 2 decades at the Boston Globe, and in the process won numerous awards for her work, including being named a Pulitzer Prize finalist. Beth spent the 2011-12 academic year as a Knight Fellow at Stanford University, a program designed to foster journalistic innovation and entrepreneurship. There, she became deeply interested in new journalism models and created EnviroFact, a collaborative clearinghouse to check environmental claims in the news. She brings a journalist's eye and a scientist's passion to our summit today, and later will serve as the event's MC. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to Beth. Finally, it's my pleasure to introduce the president of Boston University, Bob Brown. Bob invented the Initiative on Cities. He saw the potential in both cities and in Boston University to help cities. He saw the impact that transformative urban leadership can have, not only on cities, but through cities on the regions and indeed the nations in which they are embedded. So Bob was keen to foster transformative urban leadership, and transformative leadership is a topic on which he has quite some experience. Under his leadership, Boston University itself has been transformed and has become recognized as one of the top research universities in the United States and in the world. Bob cares deeply about Boston, the city in which Boston University is located. He wants to be a good citizen. He has always put a tremendous priority on the university working effectively with the city, both to advance the interests of the university and also to advance the interests of the city. Bob is a great leader in the movement to promote awareness of the potential impact of cities worldwide. Please join me in welcoming President Brown.
Thank you. Thank you, Graham, for those very kind remarks. It's really wonderful to see everyone here this morning and to be able to address you at the beginning of this conference. At the risk of creating some concern, I thought I'd start today by explaining that the building we're in the floor on which we sit, really shouldn't be here. Much of Boston University is built on what was once a marsh. Today we would call it wetland. Wetlands are now protected by federal law, but in the 1850s, this area of Boston, the Back Bay, was filled in. The ground underneath us is made of decomposing organic soil and gravel brought here from other venues, and deeper down than that, clay. This building is one of these engineering marvels. If you dig down about 8 or 10 feet, you would find what most of us would call mud, a mixture of water and dirt. The concrete and steel foundation of this building is roughly 50 feet deep. The building rests really on a concrete mat, about 4.5 feet thick of concrete that covers about an acre. It was poured in 4 pours with 200 trucks delivering each about 10 cubic meters of cement to make that mat. Literally, the foundation of this building is a floating bathtub, a bathtub floating in mud. I hope that's all reassuring to you. The point is, it's never been easy for construction teams or engineers. It's not going to get any easier. Water is in our past. It's in the geologic history of the planet, luckily, and it's in our neighborhood. In fact, it's right under our feet. And the core samples we're taking, contemplating new construction, make every project have exactly these kinds of templates. And we're pretty certain, and I think this meeting is all about, that our future has plenty of water in it. Which is why today's conference is so important. We need to know and to learn from the Venetians. We know that they're engineers and hydraulists who try to figure out how to protect buildings set on the wooden pilings dating to Peter the Great that are the foundations of St. Petersburg. The Thames River barrier built in 1982 that protects central London has also seen record use of late. The next generation of technologies that we will need will be developed by talented engineers and scientists working with urban planners and public officials. We can imagine the challenge for public officials to explain why the investment in massive projects that are needed to address coastal surges will be worth it. Today, we bring together experts from all relevant domains. And when we launched the initiative on cities about a year ago, Tom Menino, as you know, passed away on October 30th, envisioned an entity that would do exactly what we're doing with this conference, putting the right people in a room to look for and find answers. I was fortunate to spend some time with Tom shortly before he left us. He was very pleased that this conference had come together, as it has, and assured me that all was ready. He was going to introduce me today, and I'm very deeply saddened that he's not here to do this. The mayors who are with us for the conference all know how extraordinarily accomplished Tom was. They know that while he described himself as an urban mechanic, which he very much was, he also was a visionary. The presentations and discussions that make up this conference capture, I hope, both those qualities of Tom Menino, vision and rigorous attention to the detail of how things work and how things really get done in our urban environment. And the last ingredient, which he always had plenty of, was just plain old hard work. We're delighted to welcome you all to Boston University today. Thank you for being here.